This was me, 2003. Thinking about everybody who ever loved me and hurt me and left. Thinking about the molestation. Thinking about growing up in crack houses. Going to 14 different schools before I graduated high school. I'm thinking about the abandonment from my mother. When I thought she was coming back to pick me up when she dropped me off to my grandma's house, only to have some strange man there to say, "You my son, and you coming to live with me." And I'm looking at him like, "Who is you?" And I'm looking at my grandma like, "You really finna let me walk out the house with this dude? And where's my mama?" I was 8 years old. And then all the abuse that followed after that. Till it got to the point where I threatened to kill him. I told my cousin, I said, "I'm gonna cut that motherfucker throat while he's asleep." I was 14. Found myself on the way back to California to live with my grandmother. And 2 years later, graduated from high school and married the first girl who said she loved me. And then I physically, mentally, and emotionally abused her until she got the courage to leave. And that's when that happened. When she finally said I was done too. Because I didn't ask for this fucking life. And I am tired. 18 years old and tired. But when that gun didn't go off, because I did pull the trigger, and the gun misfired, I realized in that moment that I didn't want to die. I just didn't know how to live. See, in order to understand the 4 questions that I'm about to ask you, I needed you to see this. I needed you to see. I needed you to go back to the bathroom with me so you can understand the gravity of the questions that I have to ask you. See, this is hard for some of you to believe because all you see is the man, the author, the world traveler, the husband, the father, the 7-figure coaching business, the international speaker. You see all the accolades. I needed you to see where I started. You're looking at my entire life in 8 feet. See, I know that some of you have some really shitty thoughts about yourself, and you've been trying to hide it all weekend. Newsflash, you're fucking leaking. We can see it. Game recognized game. Some of y'all can't hold it together for 2 minutes. Soon as you start talking, you fucking burst into tears. We can see it. The only reason why I was able to get to the man that I am today is because I was willing to do 2 things that most of you are too chicken shit to do. 1, I was willing to reimagine who I could be. And 2, I had the courage to let go of who I thought I had to be based on where I came from. So that who I knew I could be and deserved to be could live. Some of you are walking around with these convictions that you're not good enough and you're not worthy and you're not deserving based on the eyewitness testimony of a child. Imagine walking into a courtroom and the judge is 8, the jury is 8 years old, the prosecutor is 8 years old, the eyewitness is 8 years old, and there's no defense attorney and no cross-examination. How fair of a trial would that be? Some of you are holding on to meanings, and I'm not saying what happened to you didn't happen, but what I am saying is that the meaning you took away from what happened to you didn't happen. It's bullshit. You want to know how I know? Because if the same shit happened to your kid, you wouldn't allow them to think about themselves what you think about yourself. If your child was inappropriately touched, abused, beat up, bullied, and they came to you and they said, Mom, Dad, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough, I ain't shit. You mean to tell me you would look at them and say, that's right, Timmy. You ain't shit. There's not a parent in here that would do that, would you? So let me do for you what no adult has ever did for you. I am the protector and defender of I am. I walk and speak in full absolute authority. People say, Steve, you put God and fuck in the same sentence. That's taking the Lord's name in vain. I tell them, you don't know the fuck God's name is then. Because when Moses went to the top of the hill and said, God, who should I tell them sent me? Moses said what? Tell them. Tell them. Moses said, tell them I am sent me. So that tells me you don't fucking know God's name. Because if God said his name was I am, and the first two words you speak when you coming out of your mouth, when you go to describe yourself as I am, then you are God and you are recognizing you're about to create. But instead you say, I am not good enough. I am not worthy. You taking the fucking Lord's name in vain. So I got 4 questions I want to ask you. Who would you be without your backstory? What would be possible for you if you actually did what Jesus said to do and let the dead bury the dead? What the fuck is so worth holding on to that you rob yourself of all the joy, the love, and the peace and abundance this life has to offer? Who would you need to be to look at your adversity, thank it, bless it, so that peace can begin to fill your heart? People ask me, they say, Steve, knowing what you know now, would you want to go back through that? And my answer is hell yes in a heartbeat. And then I tell them this story. See, in the Bible, there was a story about a boy named Joseph. We're going to church now. See, in the Bible, there was a story about a boy named Joseph. And Joseph was the favorite. By the way, I'm Bishop Bacon. I'm going to tell this story how I fucking feel. And Joseph's brothers hated him because he was the favorite. And so one day they devised a plan. They said, we got to get rid of this little boy. So they took him out into the desert, stripped him of his clothes, threw him in a hole. And they got ready to walk away, and one of the brothers said, nah, bro, we can't do that. And they saw a slave caravan coming. And they said, let's just sell him to the slave caravan. That way we can get rid of him, get paid, and we good to go. So that's what they did. Joseph got sold to the slave caravan and carried him off to Egypt. Sold to the Pharaoh's high chief of security. The only problem was Joseph was a good-looking boy. So the head chief of security's wife was like, hey, Joseph. Joseph was like, nah. She said, okay, I got something for your ass. Soon as her husband got home, your slave tried to rape me. No judge, no jury. Joseph thrown in thrown in jail, where he spent the next 20 years of his life. But he had a gift. And during that time of isolation, Joseph began to work on his gift to interpret dreams. And he would interpret his friends' dreams. And then one day, 20 years later, the Pharaoh had a dream that none of his wise men could figure out. And they said, there's this little slave boy down in the dungeon. Pharaoh said, bring him up. And he looked at the little boy and he said, listen here, interpret my dream right or I'm going to kill you. Joseph said, lay it on me, player. I've been working on this for 20 years. He said, I had a dream of a fat cow and a skinny cow. And Joseph said, say less. Fat cow means you're going to have the greatest harvest you've ever seen for the next 27 years. 7 years. Followed by the skinny cow, which means you're going to have the greatest famine you've ever experienced, and your people are going to go hungry and going to revolt, and they're going to overthrow you. And then he started to tell the Pharaoh what he needed to do, and the Pharaoh said, I don't trust anybody else but you to do it. And he took this little Jewish boy, and he dressed him up as an Egyptian and put him second in command of Egypt, which is the vision God gave him when he was a boy. See, understand that God will show you the beginning and God will show you the end, but God will never show you what the middle looks like. Because if God told you that you had to be touched, if God told you you had to be abused, if God told you you had to be bullied, if God told you you have to go through 3 divorces, if God told you that your kids have to hate you, if God told you to have to lose everything and become homeless so that he can shape you and mold you to be who he created you to be, to live the purpose that you were created to live, you would have never agreed. So understand that when you understand your Kasuti, your past will make sense because you know it has built you for exactly what you are experiencing today. Grow the fuck up, because there are people waiting on you. There are people who are getting ready to take their lives because you're too chicken shit to show up. Get up! Who's ready to step into who they were created to be? Get your ass up. There is nothing in life that you can't handle. And your mission is not too big for you to handle. It's too big for you to plan. Have faith. And go change the world.